The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Morning, Bob.
Good morning.
Ready for golf tomorrow morning?
I'm ready. Speaking of the golf tournament, Raymond Brown, the Men's Golf Association president, again, they've got 31 teams locked in. They're looking for 32. So if you'd like to get your three-person team in, call the pro shop today at 912-427-6505. They'd like to have an even number. So they've got 31. They'd like to have 32. So they're looking for one more team to sign up.
All right, folks, get a couple of buddies together and go out there tomorrow and play the 18-hole scramble and then the 9-ball best ball after lunch.
Yep, and they're going to have a nice fried chicken lunch in between, so a lot of people will be on hand. Should be a great day. Weather forecast looks great.
Beautiful.
Last couple of days have been beautiful out there.
Yeah,
the
that's gorgeous.
High school golf team had a nice day yesterday for their golf match. A lot of good golfers. Good to see Coach Scott Brown, varsity golf coach. Appreciate the interview with him. So a lot going on in spring. Big soccer matches today at home. The girls take on St. Vincent's, but the boys got that key region match against BC today. So that's at 7 o'clock at the high school soccer field.
The girls at 5 and the boys at 7, right?
And the girls play St. Vincent's. So
okay.
apparently there's a private girls' school down there. I didn't realize
there
that.
is. St. Vincent's.
Didn't realize that.
St. Vincent's and BC does things together.
How
in
close
a
are
co-institution.
how close are
How
they
close the
together?
campuses, I don't know. But that's like the St. Vincent's is the female version of
Right,
BC.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've been to BC. I've just never been to. I just wonder where it's located. So
Yeah,
really
I don't know how close they are together, but
how many people
that's
they got. I mean, so that's how the boys. So it's like the movies, the BC boys. That's the St. Vincent's girls to dance and all that stuff. Is that how that works?
something like that. I don't know. I just know that they do functions together and stuff like that. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. The newscast this morning was very eye-opening. Situations going on with Long County with their former county
They're
chairman and stuff like that.
Yeah, finally making an arrest. Like I said, Long County Sheriff asked them to come in and investigate that back in September last year. So it's been a long investigation, but the arrests are coming, and they state there's more arrests to come, and just a lot of money apparently stolen from Long County government. Allegedly. Well, according to
Allegedly.
According to the rest of the GBI.
Until there's a guilty verdict, it's allegedly, Bob. Allegedly.
We try to keep it real on the Butch and Bob show.
Allegedly.
It's just
Okay.
it's not a good story. It's just we see this all the time. Why do people think they get away from stealing? It's like the story we had last week. Richmond Hill Booster Club lady in jail stole
stealing from them.
but you think we learned our lesson. You got to have 2 signatures. You can't
You
have
got
just
to have
one
2
person
signatures
run.
on everything.
But don't these people know they're going to get caught eventually? I mean, that's just,
well, they start off slow. Apparently, they start off slow and they take a little, and hey, no one said anything, and then it becomes, I'd like to have this, I need that. It becomes like a drug to them in a sense because they want more and more and more, and then eventually they get caught. But after organizations, whether it's a charity, whether it's government, whatever, gets hurt because of people's greed.
crazy.
But they got that done. Like you said, the sheriff over there called the GBI in, and they did the investigation, and arrests were made yesterday, and maybe some more to come. We'll see what happens with all that.
They said there's more arrests to come. They say you can guarantee there's more to come. So it's just an ongoing investigation. So
okay, and that fire that happened where that body was found was undetermined. They don't know how it started, right?
Yeah, I appreciate the state fire marshal's office finally reaching back. Like I said, their press secretary reached out to me yesterday and said that the cause has been, according to the fire marshal, it's just undetermined. They're not able to determine the cause of the fire. So, but still, a lot of questions on, was the body there when the fire occurred? Was the body there after the fire occurred? Why did it take 3 weeks to discover the body? Just all kinds of questions still unanswered. And
I'm sure that they're trying to figure it out.
The city says they're determined to get to the bottom of it.
Right,
So,
I'm sure they will. And we'll be able to pass that information along to our listeners.
as soon as the mayor and the city manager and commissioners find out what's going on, we can let people know. But that's still a strange story.
It is strange. It is strange. Was he there when it started? Did he crash there afterwards?
Right.
Did he start it? Did something else start it? There's just all these unanswered questions, and they got to figure it all out. Got to bring the experts in and check and double check and make sure they're all right, and hopefully they'll be able to figure it out.
I was on the phone with a lot of people yesterday.
It sounds that way. You were on the phone with a lot of folks yesterday.
It was a busy day. And we're still trying to confirm. Like I said, but I got reliable sources that says one of those juveniles has already been released from custody, which is hard to believe.
And that was the case of what now?
The Noah Bush.
Case.
They had 2 juveniles charged. Both got sentenced to the maximum 2 years, but a reliable source tells me one of those juveniles has already been released. So we talked to the attorney of the Noah Bush family. They state that they haven't been notified, but they said that when it surprised them, they're not happy with how the whole thing's been. The guy at the juvenile detention center, it was funny. He used to be in this area. He said, "I'm very familiar with your show. Listen to you all the time." So he says, "Well, Mr. Warren, I just can't help you." He said, "I just
can't." They say whether he's still there or not.
He said they're not allowed to release any information.
On these juveniles.
He said the person who could release that information would be the district attorney. So I texted him yesterday, asked him.
Keith Higgins, you texted him yesterday,
but he hasn't responded back. So maybe we can find out. But I'm sure they're going to find out eventually. I'm sure the Noah Bush family. But it surprised me if a juvenile was released that they want to notify the family of the.
You think they would?
Right, you think that's customary? So, but. Yeah. He says that they haven't been heard. Like I said, they were supposed to have that restitution hearing yesterday, but apparently they're in Atlanta. Like I said, they're upset that
the Noah Bush family,
right? That only and that's Georgia law. Like I said, these 2 juveniles were tried and convicted within a period of 3 months. Yep. So, but the maximum they can be sentenced to is 2 years
because they were 11 years old and 10 years old.
I mean, the juvenile system feels like you can't ruin a kid's life. They think they can rehabilitate them like that. But the Noah Bush family and their attorneys think that the law should be changed. So the way to get the law changed is to go up to Atlanta and talk to the legislators and try to get something passed. They're trying to get it to be the Noah Bush law. Right. So that's what they're doing up in Atlanta. So we got Stephen Meeks calling him Monday. We'll see if they reached out to him and see what he knows about it. So Stephen Meeks says he's definitely going to call him Monday. Like I said, he said his schedule's been crazy the last couple of Mondays with meetings and things like that. He's going to call in Thursday. He got tied up Thursday, so he says he's definitely calling him Monday. But we did have State Senator Blake Tillery and Buddy DeLoach Tuesday and Wednesday, and we appreciate those guys taking time and calling in because they are busy up there in Atlanta.
Yeah, very busy.
A lot going on.
Those guys and gals go up there for the legislative session, and they work from sunrise to almost midnight. Yeah, get a few hours of sleep, and they're back at it again the next day. Because they got to get all that work done. And what is it? How many days? 40? Is it 40 days?
I can't remember.
I can't remember how many. I think it's 40 days is the what they have to be in session is what it is.
On Tuesday, Blake says they're more than halfway done. So
right.
Crossover day will be here for that's the big day when bills are crossed over, signed into law, things like that. So be interested it all plays out. And the chamber have their post-legislative luncheon as well, so that'll be fun when they come back and recap the session for us. So looking forward to that.
Okay. That's a weird situation with actor Gene Hackman out there in New Mexico.
Yeah, they just released that there wasn't any physical harm to their bodies. No. So you just wonder what happened. Place, right?
You had 3 dogs there. One of them died. The other 2 were just wandering the grounds. And apparently they had been dead for a few days before the maintenance crew got there. And Jean was in one part of the house in the mud room. And then the wife was in another room. They weren't even in the same part of the house. She had some, apparently it's almost like she just fell because the prescription drugs whatever prescription she had, that they were fell out on the floor and stuff like that. And so it's just, they got to do the autopsy and find out what killed them. How do you have a man and a woman in 2 different rooms? Did they die at the same time? How did the dog get a hold of something they got a hold of?
You'll have to wait for the 48 hours, the 2020 documentary to find out.
No, hopefully it's way before then. But there's a lot of investigating they have to do. It's going to take a while. Justice is not an instant thing. It takes a while to do the investigation and make sure it's correct and do the autopsies and do all kinds of stuff to make sure that you get the right information out to the public, to the family.
What a great actor.
Yeah, a great actor. Yeah. He was a great actor.
Hoosiers still one of my favorite sports movies.
Yeah.
He played the coach in Hoosiers.
Yeah, he was great.
He was in Unforgiven. He was
Little Bill in Unforgiven. Yeah.
So just had a lot of great roles.
And then as the president in Absolute Power with Clint Eastwood. That was a great movie also. So he was a great actor. But he was 95, but his daughter lives in California. She said they got along just fine, but they hadn't seen each other in years. I mean, it's not that far from New Mexico to California. And you would think they would, but they talked, and stuff like that. They just didn't see each other for several years. But she was worried about, he's 95. She was getting prepared for that. But she said he did yoga and Pilates every day, was in good health.
I still love that scene in Unforgiven when he says, "You just should have unarmed a man." And Clint Eastwood says, he should have armed himself if he was going to decorate his saloon with my best friend. That's a classic movie, Unforgiven. But Gene Hackman played Little Bill. That was a good role. Yeah,
that was a good role for him. Yeah.
But I love that where he goes in there, Clint Eastwood shoots that bartender, says, "Who owns this bar?" The bartender says, "I do." Gene Hackman says, "You just said an unarmed man." He said, "Well, he should have armed himself."
He'll decorate his store, my friend.
That's right. He should have armed himself.
Yeah, should have armed himself, huh? That was a really good movie. And it kind of brought westerns back a little bit there with that movie. And it was about 30-something years ago when that movie came out. And it was just a great movie. And he won an Oscar for supporting actor in that movie. And it was just a really, really good movie, Unforgiven.
Speaking of the Oscars, it's Sunday night.
Sunday night, the Oscars?
Yeah, Conan O'Brien, the host. That would be interesting.
What's the odds, since that you keep up with the odds on stuff, what are the odds that the actors and people up there don't use it as a political platform to promote some sort of political thing?
That's a safe bet. You can bet they're going to do that.
They can't just do.
They can't
it's like sporting events. Just let the sporting events be sporting events, okay? Don't use, use it other situations, not a sporting event for platforms and stuff. And it's the same thing with the Oscars. Don't use it for a platform. Get out there, talk about the movies, talk about the actors and the actresses, talk about the production and all that. But leave all that stuff out. But they can't help themselves because they want that airtime. They want that quote in something. They want that little video clip on something. So they try to be controversial so they'll get more publicity. Why? And what happens when they get more publicity, Bob? They make more money. It's always about the money.
I saw a funny skit. They had, "Hey, we got our expert in the Oscars here to tell us all about it." And they go down each movie, and he says, "Hadn't seen it. Hadn't seen it. Hadn't seen any of them.
Hadn't seen any of them."
That's the way I am. I think I've seen a couple of movies that are nominated, but not many. So it'll be interesting.
Well, I couldn't even tell you the last time I went and saw a movie, so I know I hadn't seen any of them.
I've seen a few of them that are nominated, but not many. Demi Moore's nominated for.
She is?
And yeah, I'd like to see her win.
Okay.
Like I say, she's been in a lot of movies over the years. Good actress. Big Demi Moore fan, so I'm pulling for her to win. I'd like to see her win.
Okay. All right. I'll have to check to see what kind of movie that is. I have no idea.
I don't even.
You don't know anything about the movie, but you want her to win.
Tell you,
is it actress, supporting?
I think she's either supporting actress or best. I think it's supporting actress. I think that's what she's up for. I believe. Don't hold me to it though. Like I said, I'm like that comedy. I think Wicked's about the only one I know that's nominated for a bunch of awards. I saw that, but I say 2 thumbs down on that.
What movie was that?
Wicked.
Wicked. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
Kind of like
so they tried to put a really dark spin on Wizard of Oz?
It was a musical.
Just leave the classics
It was
alone.
a musical, but
yeah,
it was. I think I slept through most of it.
Somebody wake Bob up over there.
That's what's good about those Trans Cinema chairs.
Those chairs, man.
I tell people all the time, if the movie's no good, you just take a nap.
Take a nap. Those beautiful, just gorgeous, comfortable chairs.
I think I slept through most of that.
Recliners, really what they are. I've told them. I've already told Ralph several times. If you come in there one day and one's missing, it's going to be in my TV room. That's how comfortable those chairs, recliners are there at the Strand, and you got that swivel tray that comes in front of you and swivels out of the way, and you can lean it back. They're just great. They're just great. They're the historic Strand Cinema in downtown Jesup. Speaking of that, we'll be giving away a couple of movie passes in a few minutes, and to the Strand Theater and pizzas at the Strand Bistro with the historic Strand Cinema movie trivia question today coming up in about 15 minutes or so. All right, so you got the golf tournament this weekend, and that you'll be participating in. Anything else going on this weekend?
You got baseball tonight. Big game.
Wayne County baseball.
Right. soon we'll be playing region play Tuesday, March 11th. That big trip to Perry. That's when it all begins. That's when they start counting the games for real. So
okay,
played them on a Tuesday. Then they come here on that Friday for a doubleheader. But that's the first.
That's not next week. It's the week after.
Week after.
Yeah.
Next week we got a trip Monday to Baxley, take on Appleton County, and then our game next week Friday at home against Calvary. So that's the schedule next week, Monday, Friday. So
Monday, Friday next week.
Right.
Okay.
And then it all begins.
But
Tuesday,
Wayne County
March
plays
11.
Brunswick today at Brunswick High School, right?
Right, at Brunswick High School.
Remember the Gnats now.
They say they're not bad.
Well,
That's what I called a friend in Brunswick yesterday and said, well, how are they? He said they're not real bad right now.
Okay.
So I'm taking his word for it.
I'd still take stuff just in case.
If it's
Take bug spray, Bob.
If it's bad, then I'm going to be getting on him.
No, don't go ahead and be prepared. Put some bug spray in your bag. Okay,
that's
just in case. Because when
that's
I walk my dogs around my property, I already got gnats, and of course we don't have the sand gnats. It's just regular gnats that aggravate the turkey out of your eyes and ears and face. I don't know about the sand gnats yet. It may not have been warm enough, but I wouldn't take the chance.
Hopefully I'll be in a press box, so it won't be too bad.
Oh, you broadcast from Brunswick, have you? They got a press box?
They got a press box. They got a small press. It all depends on how many people they got in there. But
okay.
I've been fortunate to get in there the last couple of times. I'm hoping to get in there again today.
Good.
So,
yeah, always keep bug spray in your
tell.
bag, Bob, just in case. I mean, you do play a lot of games here around the coastal area.
Just doesn't seem to work for me. I don't know. Plus it stinks. It's all sticky. I don't really like it.
Okay. All right.
Get bit.
All right.
We're long sleeves.
Wear long sleeves, Bob.
That's what I do.
Wear long sleeves and a cap with a bill all the way around it, and it's not a baseball cap. I wear one with it goes all around from the front and the back, a big round circle bill, and try to wear long sleeves and stuff like that. But it's going to be warm enough soon that you're not going to be able to wear those long sleeves without heating to death.
That's true.
All right. Well, Bob, good luck in the golf tournament tomorrow at Pine Forest, okay?
Looking forward to it.
All right. Have a great weekend. All right. The world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup has been brought to you by First Southern Bank, the service department of GNS Auto Sales, Murphy Builder Supply, and by Heron Aldridge Insurance.